Frank Yanis is the Deputy Commissioner for the FDA Food Policy and Response. He reassures us that the supply chain is stable. He says, "We understand this is largely an issue of unprecedented demand, not a lack of capacity to produce, process, and deliver." Commissioner, I'm sure that you are hearing from farmers all over the great state of South Carolina who are hard at work, maybe some of them working as hard as they ever have in the middle of this crisis.
Well, you're right. In our conference calls with the governor and other leaders of our state, we've spoken to the extra capacity that the poultry operators, for example, have had to achieve in order to meet the demand, with people eating at home versus eating out. If you look in a grocery store, you find that the empty shelves are more of the shelves in the interior aisles of the store, where your more processed goods are located. If you go to the outside parts where your fresh products, your dairy products, your meats and fruit and veg, they're in pretty good shape just because, again, as you said, the industry has worked 24/7 to keep that supply in process, intact.
Well, I think that's something that we all understand, the nature of supply and demand. And right now we're seeing much less demand from the food service side, from restaurants and institutions, and much more demand at the retail side.
Yeah, we have a very sophisticated supply chain in this country. It is why the American public enjoys the safest food supply on the planet for the least cost on the planet. It didn't happen by accident. It's a lot of the technologies we use to produce crops. It's a lot of the logistic efficiencies that our distribution partners and processors have worked on for years. So the supply chain of food in the United States is very much accustomed to flexibility in the way that it operates.
So we may continue to see some fluctuations in supply and demand. The grocery store might be out of something that we're looking for, but that's really going to be a factor of logistics more than anything else at this point.
We're learning the many ways that we can operate and do what the American agriculture industry is so good at doing, and that is supplying the American public with food supply.
Commissioner, thank you for being with us, and thank you for your time. We're going to let you get back to the very important work that you are doing. We're seeing in South Carolina, same as in most U.S. states, for agriculture, it's business as usual. At home in Tampa, Florida, I'm Chip Carter from SoutheastProduceWeekly.com, reporting for RFD-TV.